Good evening, I'm Jeff Lyons. It is 9 o'clock on the dot here. This is our June 22nd version of the 14First Alert Weather Show at 9 p.m. I'm glad you're here tonight, and I will be looking at your questions and comments here on Facebook. So if you have any questions, we'll try to address those about halfway through the show. So let's take a look at what's coming up this week, and you already know what's coming up this week. Heat and humidity. We'll go ahead and hit it there again, please. Eric Wilson backing me up tonight. Our remote thing is down, so I got him pushing the space bar here. So teamwork always. Hazardous heat will continue with heat index each day around 105 degrees, and we'll go ahead there. You can see our heat advisory covers the entire tri-state. Look at how big this thing is. If we pan out, you can see it is an immense area that is affected by this heat. And we're looking at heat advisory criteria all the way out to the East Coast. Some spots like Chicago, the metro areas there of St. Louis could see heat index values of 110 or greater out there. So with that in mind, we'll go to our next graphic here. And for us, that's going to mean just straight up temperatures now, nothing factored in here, in the mid 90s across the board. So we've really hit summer running here. We hadn't even had 90 degrees until last Wednesday. And as we look at our next chart here, you can see that the heat index, at least this week, and these numbers may be a little hot, hotter than what will actually happen, but we have the potential anyway to see some triple-digit dangerous heat index values by midweek this week. So that's why you really want to pay attention to the conditions outside, limit your exposure out there if you have kids or if you have breathing, heart problems and that. Not a good time to get out there and start digging a trench or anything like that. All right, we'll check out the next picture here, and we'll just cycle. You can just hit it for each day. So Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, same thing across all the Midwest where you see this purple and red. You're looking at major impacts from the heat and health impacts if you get out there and do too much. We'll take it all the way up, I believe, through Saturday. We'll just keep going there because nothing changes. I mean, it changes, but subtly. You see by Saturday, we begin to break that heat wave a bit. I think we have Sunday on there maybe. Yeah, we do, and still in the low 90s. So we don't really have a mechanism to break the heat, at least not yet. All right, let's check out the radar pic now. There were some renegade showers that tried to get going here, but again, with that high pressure heat dome basically on top of us, those showers can't get in, and so there's no channel for relief, at least not right away. We'll look at the next picture here, and we'll cycle through these because there's no storm risk, at least not severe weather through the middle of the week. We go to Monday, Tuesday, general thunderstorms, but I think we're looking primarily at just some very, very precious few isolated pop-up type showers out there. We'll go on to the next graphic here, and that possibility for pop-up showers shows up tomorrow afternoon maybe, and then we'll cycle it through there to Tuesday. Same thing, maybe in the afternoon, but this is a big if. The percentage chance for any kind of rain is only at about 10 to 20%, which is very low, and you get the idea there. Wednesday about the same. So no hope on, and not that we need the rain, but they would at least break the heat temporarily. From that, let's go over here to the rain potential for the next 7 days, and it is pretty light. That 7/10 would account for all the scattered showers, and actually there's a better chance of rain by the time we get to the weekend. So let's move in that direction here, and you can see temperatures around the nation right now still in the mid to upper 80s, very, very hot for this time of the evening. A regional view here shows about the same thing, a little more detail perhaps there. It's still at 86 here at 9 o'clock in the tri-state, and we'll zoom in one more there to tri-state temperatures now, and we'll go ahead past that to the feels like temps. Look at that, we are still in the low to mid 90s for the feels like. Very humid out there at this time of the night as the temperature and dew point get a little closer together. From that, we'll go on then to the almanac. We hit 94 today, only down to 75 this morning, so we've had this head start on warming things up each day. And from that, let's move into the calendar here, which is now going to get all redded out here this week. Every day will be read for the final full week of June. You know what? That calendar's not right. Well, no, it is right. I thought the 4th was, oh, it is. The 4th is on Friday here. I'm looking at the wrong place. I'm not right. Calendar's fine. All right, let's keep moving there. And you see that we've added no rain here to the forecast yet. And we are good on rainfall, and of course our average temperature will continue to climb. You're getting the rhythm now there. Eric must have to go to the bathroom. He's cycling me through here really quick. Mid-90s again tomorrow, and we'll go ahead here. We're seeing the storms basically in the plains, and those are going to cycle up to the north. This is severe weather season up there in North Dakota, Minnesota. But for us, it's hot weather season, and we'll go ahead through and zoom in. Nothing happening close by, so we'll skip past that. High pressure will move on out, and you get the idea here again as we skip through the next several days. Just very little happening here other than a lot of heat. Showers and storms continue to move around and to the north of the tri-state. So nothing really to change that. Longer range here on the GFS model. You know, it looks like lots of rain here, but the problem is the GFS oftentimes will kind of get into this idea of scattered showers, and that's exactly what's going to happen in these green areas. So it's not rain under all the green. You go on through Wednesday and into the weekend, and you see maybe a better chance there by Friday, Saturday, as we get a little more substantial weather system in there by next weekend. So that means for tonight, we will stay hot and warm rather, 75 degrees, and tomorrow we should get that temperature up to around 94 or 95, and the 7-day forecast is loaded up with alert days all the way down the board there through Friday. Same hazards apply there, heat and humidity. Longer range outlook still keeping us well above normal into the first couple of days of July, and rainfall trails as well. It's not going to be nearly as rainy there on the precip outlook. The next frame there, you'll see that we are still kind of at or slightly above average on rainfall. We have a pet picture. Did you know we do pet picture in here, Eric?
I did.
This is the only reason anybody watches this show, is see the pets. I know. So we're going to do a reprise of Friday's pet, just in case you missed it. And there it is. Right. I love this picture because the cat there, and if you hit the bar again, will, oh no, don't hit it. Oh wait, don't go back, arrow back. No, the arrow at there you go. That is Sylvester, and Sylvester is sick of the heat. And with those fangs, I wouldn't want to be the heat. All right, let's check out the questions here. Jeff Miller hit 96 in Saval, and the pool temperature, the pool water's 90. Whoa, all right. And Linda Hipschman finally remembered the 9 o'clock show. Enough heat now. Okay, aren't you glad you tuned in? Let's see, of course the farmers need this heat. Yeah, it's making the corn grow. You can practically hear it growing out there. All right, I got a quick science corner for you, and you're going to be hearing more about this this summer, and that's wet bulb globe temperature. Well, what is it? Well, first off, we typically give you the heat index, right, which is the kind of the combination of the heat and the humidity, what it feels like to your body. The wet bulb globe temperature actually uses a device here that is a much better measure of how the heat will affect your body. And the reason is this black globe up here. It absorbs the sunlight and the heat. And so the first thing to consider is that we have more ingredients going into the formula, the temperature, humidity, wind speed, and also sunlight and heating, the angle of the sun, how much solar radiation you get. And with that in mind then, you have a better way to determine what the stress will be on the body. Remember, even if the thermometer says it's 94, if you're in direct sunlight, that's more like 104 to 108. So this takes that into factored, and then it measures the maximum cooling possible through evaporative cooling from sweat evaporating off your skin. So to break that down into some usable numbers, we'll show you this final graph here. And we have different ranges, right? So in the low range, which is where we are right now, if you were doing moderate exercise or work outside, you'd want to at least rest about 15 minutes each hour and drink about 16 ounces of water per hour. Now today, our range was running in the high moderate, so that means you need to rest about 30 minutes within the hour. That could be 6 5-minute breaks. It could, you get the idea. And you need about a bottle of water, one of those, I had one in here as a prop, but the bottle of water. Need at least one of those per hour. Once we get up into that 88 to 90 range, now we're in high, and then the next one down is extreme. At these levels, we really don't recommend getting out and doing anything. But, some folks don't have a choice. If you're roofing a house or you're laying asphalt or whatever it is, and in those situations, your rest time, very crucial there, 40 to 45 minutes of rest each hour, which means you only have about 15 minutes of workable time, safe workable time, and about 1 to 2 bottles of water per hour. And these numbers were factored by OSHA, so these are the folks that govern worker safety. And these are also numbers that are used by athletic trainers and college teams, high school teams, and the like. So we're going to start giving you the wet bulb globe temperature as a better tool to know how to prepare and how to deal with the heat. And I think that's the whole thing. Let me hit it one more time. There we go. All right. And let's hear it from Mr. Eric Wilson in here, triple duty tonight, running the space bar for me to advance the graphics. And everybody's clapping for you over here on the comments, and he's clapping for himself. So we appreciate it. And you can, why don't you come over here and let everybody see who you are. Eric Wilson, the man behind our remote control tonight. The remote thing is down.
Yeah.
Thanks, Eric. I appreciate it.
Absolutely, Jeff.
All right.
Great.
All righty. See you later.
Yep. Have a good one.
Let's see. Am I going to issue a heat advisory for the second half of the week? Absolutely. Yeah, it already has happened. That will go. The heat advisory goes through Friday. We got Nortonville watching from Hobstock, Carolyn Lovelace. Oh, Laura Gray's in there from Dawson Springs. All right. It's not any cooler anywhere you want to go. I was looking back, I'll do this on Science Corner tomorrow night, on the number of 100-degree days that we've had. Now, granted, it feels like 100, but it hasn't hit 100 since back in 2012. But I looked through the archive going all the way back to 1897. We've only hit 100 about 147 times in, 125 years or so. So it's infrequent. There are certain conditions that have to come together just right in order to meet the 100-degree criterion. And we'll talk about that tomorrow night. In the meantime, please stay safe, and we will see you on 14 News at 10. Thanks for watching.